I want to put it over there, but today we can use
I
it.
see.
Good morning, Bante. Good morning, Brian.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. That thing is loud. Okay, Monday.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Let us begin with our metta. May all beings be happy and secure. May all beings have happy minds. Whatever living beings there may be, without exception, weak or strong, long, large, medium, short, subtle or gross, visible or invisible, living near or far,
born or coming to birth,
may all beings
have
have
happy
happy.
minds.
Let
Let
no
no
one
one
deceive
deceive
another,
another,
nor
nor despise
anyone
anyone
anywhere.
anywhere.
Neither from anger nor ill will
should anyone wish harm to another.
as a mother would risk her own life to protect her only child. Even so, towards all living beings, one should cultivate a boundless heart. One should cultivate for all the world a heart of boundless loving friendliness, above, below, and all around, unobstructed, without hate or resentment, whether standing, walking, sitting, lying down, or whenever awake. One should develop this mindfulness. This is called divinely dwelling here, not falling into erroneous views, but virtuous and endowed with vision, removing desires for sensual pleasures. One comes never again to birth in the womb. With this metta thought, let us begin our meditation. Let us focus our mind on our breathing. As we breathe in and out, we notice the breath touching our nostrils and expanding our lower abdomen, expanding our chest area. As we breathe out, the lower abdomen contracts, chest area contracts, and the breath leaves our nostrils. These are the activities that take place all the time when we breathe in and out. And then we feel the breath, we perceive it, we become aware of it, we think of it. All this change as we breathe in, as well as we breathe out. All of them change. When we see these changes, no desire arises in our mind to hold on to anything, because we know from this experience, trying to hold on to anything that moves constantly, change constantly, is a futile effort, meaningless effort, unwise effort. So we don't do that and let greed to hold on to anything leaves the mind. This has long-lasting, wholesome benefit. Eventually, that is what we have to realize, even to attain total freedom from suffering, letting go of our greed, desire. This is how we begin. So it ends in attaining liberation. As we said in Satipatthana, this discourse at the beginning, that is one of the 5 purposes. Nibbana Sachikiriyayad, for the realization of Nibbana. And that realization begins from here, letting go of our desire, even for any tiny little feeling we have. Then the body relaxes, mind relaxes, breath relaxes. Then in that relaxed state, metta feeling, we begin to feel. We feel metta feeling. Then compassion arises when we see suffering beings, not with our eyes, but intellectually, inferentially, we know that there are many suffering beings. When we see that, our heart smells, compassion arises at that time. And then we feel energetic to continue our practice. That time our sleepiness and drowsiness fade away. Then when compassion arises, restlessness and worry fades away. When sleepiness and drowsiness fades away, when we are energetic, when restless and worry restlessness and worry fades away when we practice compassion, and doubt fades away when we see the results. Sleepiness and drowsiness fades away when we are energetic. When doubt fades away, we gain joy, happiness. That leads to tranquility, which ends up in attaining jhana or concentration. With the concentrated state of mind, we look back at our form, feeling, perceptions, thoughts and consciousness. They constantly arise and pass away. Constantly arises. And then we gain concentration. We see their subtlest changes, minutest changes at nano level, very, very minute level. That arouses our insight or wisdom to see selflessness, to see something not permanent existing there. And that is a very great achievement, which is our insight, right understanding of not seeing permanent self. So with this I stop and let us continue our practice. Dukkha pattaca nidukkha bhaya pattaca nibbhaya soka pattaca nisoka hontu sabbe pipanino. May the suffering be free from suffering. May the fear-struck be free from fear. May the grieving be free from grief. So too may all beings be. This is our earnest wish. With this wish in mind, let us try to listen to the answers this question that Brian is going to ask me.
Okay. First question. Dear Bhante Ji, sometimes when I go to sleep, I start worrying and being anxious about some future event. When this happens, should I investigate the feeling that arises in me, or bring my mind to the breath and concentrate on the breath? Or, if the above two are difficult and the worry is too great, maybe bring my mind to a pleasant, skillful thought. I wonder if I start investigating the feeling, I may worry more and stay up all night. I appreciate your thoughts and advice on how to deal with worry.
I think we have discussed earlier and repeated several times the answer to this question in different form. Today let me repeat again. We recited and studied Mahakacchana Bhaddevaratta Sutta. There Buddha said, Atitang nanagameya, don't relive, don't revive the past. Don't revive the past. And don't ponder over the future. This is the first thing you should do. The first thing you should do, past is yadatitang pahinantang. Past is gone, past is gone, past is gone. Future has not come yet, future has not come yet. So I have to keep my mind in the present moment. What is happening in present moment? Rising and falling, rising and falling, rising and falling. That is what is happening now. This has happened in the past, this will happen in the future, it is happening now. Keep the mind on this rising and falling, rising and falling, rising and falling. If it is difficult, I ask you to count. Count from 1 to 10. Count. This, of course, may fall you asleep. But still you want to stop this wandering, worrying thoughts. So, this happened in sleep, in bed. So either you gain good mindfulness insight, or you fall asleep, no thought of worrying. So I think either of the other options are better rather than worrying. Either falling asleep or becoming more mindful of the present moment. Both are better than worrying. Worrying seems simply eat up your mind and create a lot of other problems. None of the other options should create further problem. Counting is, I recommended this in the past several times. You breathe in and out, count 1. Again breathe in and count, and breathe out, count 2. Like that go up to 10. Then stop there and then count down from 10 to 10, inhaling and exhaling, 9, inhaling, exhaling, 8, like that come down to 1. Second time you go from 1 to 9, count down to 1. Third time go from 1 to 8, count down to 1. Fourth time from 1 to 7 and to 1. Fifth time from 1 to 6, 6 to 1. Next time from 1 to 5, 5 to 1. And next time from 1 to 5, 4, from 4 to 1. Next time from 1 to 3, 3 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 1. When you make this one round like this, perhaps your mind stop wandering and perhaps you might fall asleep. Or you remain alert and be mindful of rising and falling. If that doesn't work, you start all over again. Second round, third round, fourth round, and until your wandering mind fades away. The very first wise, intelligent thing you have to do is to think that the past is gone, whether it is form, feeling, perception, thought, idea, quarrels and whatever, gone. The words are gone, feelings are gone, time is gone and so forth, and gone, gone, gone. Next you think the future has not come yet. When future come, I take care of that then, and make that kind of wise, intelligent, practical exercise. And then if mind still wandering to other things, count. And then you will either fall asleep or stay alert, mindful. Okay, next question.
Next question. Thank you, Bhante. We wish to thank you so much for the wonderful Dhamma talks. Recently, you had mentioned in your talk that while meditating, one must see things as it is. Can you please explain to us what this means? How do we observe this? Is this the first part of the investigation process?
Yes. This also I have repeated the answer to this. I think it is better for you to ask these questions. Same question until you all are very clear. I will answer. I will give you the same answer. You don't feel it is redundant. I don't feel it is redundant. Until we are very clear in our practice, until we understand, we must repeat. The answer is this. Seeing things as they really are means seeing body, feelings, perceptions, thoughts and consciousness changing all the time, rising and falling, rising and falling, rising and falling. If emotion arises, it rises and falls, rises and falls. If any thought arises, that rises and falls, rises and falls. Seeing things here 5 aggregates, as they really are changing. That is really what is happening to all of them all the time. That is what is called seeing things. Things are 5 aggregates. As they means 5 aggregates. Really are means impermanence. Changing. This is what it means. seeing things as they really are. That means everything naturally, whether we are aware or not, naturally they arise and pass away. They rise and pass away. They don't stay in the present moment even for nanosecond. I don't know how long nanosecond is. Even that much shortest period, nothing stays fixed. That much we must see. That is called seeing as they really are. Okay?
Thank you, Bhante. Dear Bhante, does Sati exist while in samadhi?
Yes. If you practice right samadhi, Sati will not disappear when you are in samadhi. What is the right samadhi? Right samadhi has three aspects. Right samadhi has three aspects. What are they? Right understanding, right effort, and right mindfulness. Right effort, right understanding, right mindfulness, meaning Sati. So, in absence of Sati, you don't have right samadhi. In absence of effort, you don't have right samadhi. In absence of right concentration, you don't have right samadhi. No, effort, mindfulness, and understanding. Not when these three are together, you have a right samadhi naturally, and therefore you will not lose Sati when you gain right samadhi. In wrong samadhi, yes, you may not have Sati or mindfulness. You will simply have good, deep concentration. Okay?
Thank you, Bhante.
Next question.
From the same person, Bhante, to continue to hold on to Sati and to keep it throughout the day during every activity I do, I feel it's taking quite a lot of mental effort to do that. Could that make one feel tiresome or bothersome?
Surely one would be very, very tired. Very tired. That is why one needs concentration to relax. When you are concentrated, your mind will be relaxed. Your mindfulness will be at the back burner. It will not disappear, but it will remain at the back burner. Concentration is prominent, and the body and mind are relaxed. So that is what even fully enlightened person stay for 7 days and 7 nights still without any movement, because the person experienced the bliss of emancipation. Bliss of emancipation, meaning the person is free from greed, hatred, or delusion. When mind is free from these three, you would never get tired when you have mindfulness. So long as these three defilements, greed of various shapes and sizes of greed, various shapes and sizes and nuances of hatred, and various shapes and sizes of ignorance, delusion exist. That both body and mind get tired. When all these fade away, disappear, you will experience the freedom, bliss, without having any tiredness. Until such time, you will have certain degree of tiredness, and therefore temporarily put your mindfulness to the background and stay with concentration. That is what you should do. If you are in the jhanic stage, your mind is very lucid, clear, with purity and white, soft, pliable, steady, and imperturbable, and then your mindfulness and equanimity are working together as very pure state, working together in a very pure state. So you will stay there for a long time without any tiredness. Okay?
Thank you, Bhante. I can't remember if I've asked this question before. Maybe you can help. Could you please explain the meaning of bare attention and how it relates to mindfulness?
Okay. I think you are right. You asked this question.
You want me to go to the next one?
No, let me repeat the question answer.
Okay.
Because if you ask this question again, it means the answer has not been registered in your mind.
Right.
And therefore let me register it this time. Bare awareness is the awareness free from greed, hatred and delusion. Just becoming aware of rising and falling and rising and falling. No concept, no ideas, no theories, no repetition, but rising and falling and rising and falling. That awareness is called pure, clean, bare awareness.
Thank you, Bhante.
Okay.
Please describe how to eliminate taints using Yoniso Manasikara as in Sabbasave Sutta.
Okay. Sabbasava Sutta gives 7 ways of overcoming taints. Taints are asavas. Asavas are kamasava, bhavasava, avidyasava, ditthasava. There are 4 types of taints. Asava means the defilements of karma, bhava, avidya, view or ditti. These are the things that we have nourished for long time in samsara. Even in this life, we have nourished them, brewed them in our mind for long period of time. And therefore, one of the method recommended by the Buddha in Sabbasava Sutta is dasanena pahatabba. Dasana means seeing. Seeing not with eyes, but seeing with wisdom. Seeing with wisdom. We can overcome very major fetter called self, notion of self. We have to have a vision. That vision arises when we attain the stream entry. In the stream attainment of the stream entry, path and fruition, you destroy 3 fetters. Kamachanda, what you call Sakkaya Ditthi, Vichikicha, Silabhata Paramasa. Sakkaya Ditthi means wrong view that there is a permanent self. There are 20 types of that. I don't think I have time to explain all the things in detail now. Anyway, one of the taints is believing in permanent self. This will disappear only when we see impermanence. The other day I mentioned mindfulness or awareness or understanding of impermanence or fully comprehending impermanence, realizing satchikata. Satchikara means realizing. When we realize impermanence, this notion of self totally vanish from our mind. The other day I even mentioned the simile that Buddha has given in Anicca Sanya Sutta. Anicca Sanya Sutta you find in the Sangyutta Nikaya. This particular simile I like very much. It clears up doubts that people have in their mind with regard to permanent self. The simile Buddha has given is the sunlight. When the sun rises in the autumn, when there are no leaves on trees, the sky is blue. When the sun rises, you can see any object where the sun's light falls. Any object. Similarly, in your mind, you will see impermanence in everything you see, everything you experience. That is your body, feeling, perception, thought and consciousness. This is your world. In this world, sunlight like awareness of impermanence pervades, spreads, goes into every nook and corner, every cell of your body. Among 50 trillion cells, you don't find any unclear, invisible, hidden shadow. That means everything you see without self. Everything. Nothing, no self hidden, any cell in our body. Now, therefore, in order to overcome the taints, the best thing is to see impermanence in this way, so that all other taints also can be eliminated. When we have this taint, this insight of impermanence. Insight of impermanence is just like sunlight. When sunlight shines, anyone who has clear eyesight can see any tiny little needle or hair on the ground. Similarly, you will see impermanence in everything. So the taints of greed, taints of hatred, Kamasava, greed, Bhavasava. Bhava means existing in any form. Avijjasava, ignorance of anything. That means you see the Four Noble Truths 100% clear. And Ditthasava, any wrong view you have will vanish from your mind. Okay. What you have to do is to develop awareness of impermanence.
Okay. I think this is the last one, Bhante. I think you said to put Sati to the background and develop samadhi to avoid or relieve tiredness. Doesn't right Sati automatically lead to right samadhi?
Right.
Without our trying to do anything extra?
Without trying to do anything extra, yes. If you have right samadhi, you won't feel tired. So, if you ask the question, can I get tired when I in right samadhi? Answer is no. Because in right samadhi you cannot get tired. Because it naturally makes you relaxed, peaceful and happy. Yes.
Thank you, Bhante. Do you want another question?
Another question, we have 3 minutes.
Okay. The four primary truths are said to be chitta, chaitasika,
Rupa Nibbana.
Yep. Thank you, Bhante. As I understand, the first two of these four are subdivisions of nama. Why is Rupa not subdivided similarly into Apo, Tejo, Vayo, and Patavi?
Well, if you study this system, this is Abhidhamma system, if you study Abhidhamma further, you have seen the whole chapter of Rupa. And they divide Rupa into Kalapa. So, all kind of divisions you can find of Rupa, not only 4 elements. And therefore, it is there in text, in that particular tradition, in the teaching. So, it is of course your unawareness of that triggered you to ask this question.
Thank you, Bhante.
You're welcome.
So, should we?
Okay?
Yeah.
I think that's all questions we have today. And I'm so happy that you are coming for this meditation session. And we continue this. And tomorrow I give a talk on 9 stages of corpse. Be ready for that. And read that section. Read the section of Mahasatipatthana. Reading and memorizing that section is not going to make you anything more insightful, but there is much more than that. I will explain it when I give talk tomorrow. Now I want to end this session, and once again thank you very much for participating, and I want to wish all those who are suffering from this COVID-19 this moment in hospitals and other places, may they recover very soon, return to normal health and continue their Dhamma work and liberate themselves from suffering. There are many others who have lost their loved ones, including some of our friends, and they, I hope, have overcome their grief by understanding and practicing Dhamma. May they continue their success. And there are people who are supporting these people in many ways, like doctors, nurses, and hospital staffs, and may they continue their very noble, wonderful service and live long in good health. There are other financially supporting people, also continue their generosity to make their work easy, and they too live long in very good health and practice them and liberate themselves from samsaric suffering. And there are many leaders in the world who have done some of them have done very wonderful job. May they continue their marvelous work and live long in good health and continue their practice and liberate themselves from suffering. And there are other leaders who also need some time perhaps to think, practice, understanding, patience, to make right decision, wise decision to help the world. With this wish, I want to end this morning session. Thank you once again.
Sadhu, sadhu.